Hey guys, somebody give me a 5 for 5 in there and we'll get moving. Make sure everything's good. Good to see you, Grandma JJ, Arizona. Bob Dobbs, what's happening? Hopperson, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. Tab X, what's going on, guys? Awaken, Lynn. Bubba News, what's up? Bob Dobbs, my man. Robert, Julie, Christine, good to see you. Tam Tam. Sharon Rivas, what's up? Arizona, what's happening, Raven? Vicky, Julie, Ra. Alright, we 5 for 5? Yeah, we're 5 for 5. Okay, we're going to get rolling here, guys. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and do the space weather update, and then we'll talk after that. That way people come here and get that and get on out if they don't want to hang. Alright, hey, Hilly, what's up? 37 by 37? That sounds like my my left butt cheek. Just kidding. Anyway, what's your take on the... Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that a little in a minute, Hopperson, the earthquake that was reported. I honestly don't know, okay? We'll talk about that after we go through this real quick. Okay, so we got the Schumann here, guys. Not much going on. So I'm not even going to really waste time on it. There's not a whole lot there. So... There you go with that. Actually, I'm going to X out of that and make sure my bit rate stays good. I did notice right here on the end, there was a flare. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can see that right there. Right as the day changed UTC time, there was a flare. It just happened. And I'll show it to you guys here in just a second. I'm not sure. I haven't really dug into it yet to see if, because it literally just happened. I don't know if it's going to be some sort of a big, like, scene. I doubt it, with it only being a C-class flare. It looks like a low-level C-class is what that kind of looks like. I haven't really looked at it, but I did want to address this again, too. This right here, guys, it's just a data dropout. It's eclipse season for Ghost 16. I mean, that's really what it amounts to, okay? The satellite is just in a position where it gets eclipsed, so it can't collect the data. We've talked about that with SDO multiple times. Actually, I'm going to increase this to that. Yeah, we'll go there. Sorry about that, guys. It was kind of small. Anyway, no radiation storms or anything like that. You can tell our geomagnetic activity is kind of starting to rise a little bit. We are getting some coronal hole stream activity going on. Plus, we had a decent-sized CME. It's not really all that big. It doesn't look to be too powerful. It does have a chance to put us up into geomagnetic storm, though. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. But yeah, this is really kind of the story. If you look at this, guys, this is visible light on the sun. Those are sunspots. It's been quite some time since since I've been doing my channel, I've come out here and even shown an Earth-facing disk with so many sunspots. It's definitely interesting. You can definitely, and something interesting over here, you can kind of see how these two here, it's really one sunspot, I believe, is how they're numbering it. They do them by groups. They can't just pick one spot and say, oh, there it is, unless it's something like this, right? But looks like they're mirroring each other, and that really kind of keeps it stable. What happens is they connect to one another, positive, negative, and it's not unstable when it does that. The particles or the plasma that is the sun, it travels on those connection lines. So unless something's there to disturb it, it won't pop. So it's actually a fairly stable situation. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't, with all these friends hanging around, it definitely can at any time decide to go ahead and blow, okay? We know this. But with it being right in front of us, this is really what we watch for. Because when they're right here, we know that if something pops off, unless it's some sort of crazy angle and it goes that way or straight to the left or right, east, west, however you want to, put that out there like that. Yeah, it's going to come right at us, is what I'm trying to say. So, and I think that flare happened right here from this sunspot. And we'll take a look at it a little bit deeper here in just a second. But this is Ghost 16. Now remember, guys, what you guys seen on my intro is SDO. That's a different satellite. They orbit differently. They're in different positions. That's why they have different eclipse seasons, right? I just wanted to specify that because undoubtedly you will see somebody out there saying something crazy. And it's just not the case, guys. They can tell you years ahead of time when these eclipses are going to happen. So just please keep that in mind when you're talking about that kind of stuff, or if you're listening to somebody that's really blowing that way out of proportion. I have to admit, and this is where I kind of struggle a little bit, is the fact that, I used to kind of do that myself because I just didn't know any better. It's not an excuse, it's just the truth. But once I, was educated on it and was able to share that with you guys, I don't make that mistake anymore. Unfortunately, you get people out there that don't care that they're making a mistake. They don't care. They simply just don't care. And those are the people that are out there blowing stuff way out of proportion, and they're out there trying to just get clicks and views. And I think a lot of times what happens is they start getting some attention or something, and they like that so much, it becomes what we call intellectual dishonesty. They refuse to look at it because they're afraid that they're going to be wrong and they're going to have to backtrack. So instead of just an outright lie, they choose to go the intellectual dishonesty route. So it's just a cop-out, is basically what that means. You guys know I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. So that's just what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out, and I point that out quite a bit because it needs pointed out. When it's time to come on here and start screaming something really serious, I want you guys to listen when I say it. If I continually come out here and just keep saying stuff like that, when are you going to actually take me serious? You know what I mean? It's the same thing, the boy crying wolf, that old story. Same thing. Same exact thing. But yeah, I even seen some videos today talking about this Enlil spiral, saying that Noah here wasn't showing anything about a flare or anything like that. I don't know. But it is here. Okay, that's what that is. What is today? We're right here. You got to understand how this thing works. We're right here in time. 2 days historical, 5 days out in advance, right? They try to forecast it. That is probably that flare or that solar storm. So whatever it's picking up, and remember, these are models. These are just visual representation of data. They could make that look like a turd if they wanted to. But it is what it is. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So, as you can tell, Aurora is going to pick up. If you guys can see that, that's definitely going to happen as we get more geomagnetic activity. And we'll talk more about Aurora at a different time also. Now, I do like the fact, and I've talked about this a couple times now, that they've added GOES 17 to this. That gives us another data point to look at. Any extra data we can get, we like to see. You know what I mean? It gives us a better, a better average of what we're actually seeing. But you can tell here on the electron flux, this is a really good monitor to see, when we're actually getting some sort of activity, because the electrons will spike. We'll get, it'll start quote unquote fluxing, which means it's moving one way or the other. That's what that word means. Okay, you can be losing electrons, and that's a flux also, or you could be adding. So we just got to look at this and decide what we're looking at. Now the magnometers, obviously, geomagnetic activity, that's what you're going to see there. But again, now, see this right here? That's a flare. Okay, that's that flare. It just happened. We'll run this time lapse, and I'll run it forward real quick, because it wasn't really all that big, okay? It doesn't look like it got past like a low C count there. I didn't go look, like I said. But you can tell. Now, why is it only showing up here on the absorption? Because that's the day side of the planet right now. Okay, so that's what's going on there. This just happened. I think a filament might have released with this if I was looking at it correctly, but we'll take another look at this in a second. Let's go here to the Discover data. Yeah, I'm trying to quit doing the thing. That's just what my brain goes back to. But as you're looking at this, you can see the BZ went to -6 here, where it's showing the purple. I want to show you something else too. We talk about the phi angle, right? Which is the polarity of the solar wind. It's charged particles, correct? So it has a negative and a positive. So it gets here by a magnetic connection line, an IMF line, right? It's a connection line magnetically from us to the sun. So it travels here that way. So it has a charge, negative or positive. When that flips, that's what the phi angle is. Negative and positive, right? This is a really good, this one capture right here is a good way to show you that the phi angle matters. Okay? Because every time it flips, look what's happening to the BZ up here. The angle of which we're getting hit, okay, or the angle of which the geomagnetic activity is coming in. You see where the phi angle flipped here? And then when it flipped back, what it do? The BZ reacted both times. Same here. Same here. Okay, it's going to do it almost every time. I'm sure there are those rare occasions where it doesn't really move the BZ too much, but you can definitely see this is why we talk about this. This can actually give us geomagnetic storms really quick like and intensify things in a really quick way. Hey Tommy, what's up, bud? Oh, I have been watching the events and stuff. Thanks, Patricia. I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, so when that phi angle does switch polarity, it does jerk on us magnetically. Okay, and that's why we talk about it. Now, if you go down here and you're looking at the density actually got over 30. What's normal? 4. Okay. Now, just because the density goes up doesn't mean that we're going to have a geomagnetic storm. It's just one of those markers we look for. Normal ambient density, we would say 4 would be kind of in the middle. I've seen it over 100. So, yeah, we're all still here, right? Just saying. Now, with the speed, kilometers per second, that's what we're talking about with the speed. 3 to 500 is normal for solar wind. And we're kind of right in the middle. But one of the biggest things we want to pay attention to is the BZ, right? So that angle really matters because things come in easier on our poles because of the way our magnetic field works, right? That's why we pay attention to people that fly higher towards the poles, higher latitudes. When we're talking about that, people that fly over 800 hours, annually have to really, really pay attention to that. So, just saying, people that are pregnant, please pay attention to that. If you're going to fly, it's like going up there and getting an X-ray. Seriously. That's what it amounts to. Cabin crew, they already know this. They actually monitor this while they're flying. That's part of the OSHA standard for flying, believe it or not. Anyway, here is, again, this is kilometers per second. This is velocity. I did notice something a little odd here that I don't know that I've seen actually happen before. I'm not saying it hasn't. I'm sure it has. But the sun's off to the left here, guys. Okay? So if we're looking at this one, this is a top-down view. This is a side cut, right? So the right's a side cut. This is a top-down view. This is our bow shock, and this is our magnetopoles back here. Okay, so anything out in front of it, this is the beginning of our protection, our magnetic field. So as we get solar wind coming our way, it's going to come in like a wave, right? Similar. But watch what happens. See the leading edge? You would think if it hit, it would actually bend around our bow shock, and it does. But look what else is happening. See how it's bending here on the edges? It's kind of strange. I'm not sure if I've seen that too awful much, if at all. I don't remember seeing it do that before. Now, it's not a big deal. It's just really strange to see that happening like that. That indicates that maybe it's moving faster right here in the middle. But it's not. Yeah, I mean, for it to be exactly right in the middle, is strange to me. You can even see it on the side cut here. Okay, so I don't know if this was just like a really pinpointed like hit, or if it was something that, yeah, because you can definitely see. And again, remember, if it hits our magnetic field, typically it will bend the other way and go through. Usually it's like a straight line, really. But I've not really seen it kind of arc off like that before on the edges there. That's new to me. So if anybody knows if that's any kind of special thing that they call it, let me know. Because I just don't know. Now, here's the density. Again, 4 is normal. That's why you got right here, anything above that, that's when we're talking. So you got darker blue is higher dense material. I guess higher dense plasma, if you want to use those charged particles. Anyway, you can see it moving here. And once you get inside a coronal hole stream, you'll see it kind of even out. It'll be like a constant ripple. Remember, these are two-dimensional, and it's trying to represent something three-dimensional. Now, this is the one everybody really understands more than anything else, because we all understand what pressure is, right? So you can see it. This is magnetic pressure. Watch it hit. You can even see our BZ change. I know you wouldn't see it. Most people wouldn't see it. I do, because I've looked at this for, years now. You're going to see the pressure kind of wrap around, and it's kind of angling down this way. That's our BZ angle. All right? See that doing like that? See how it kind of wrapped around? So that's kind of what we're looking at there. It's a good representation of being able to see that visually. We don't usually get a very good representation of, the angle of that. And we've seen it start from 0 and go to something, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. Hey, Siggy, what's up? Verte, what's happening? Tab P, what's up? All right. So we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and update this one and this one. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at this flare that just happened. We'll see if we can't catch it. I'm sure we can. Let this thing load real quick. But yeah, so I think it came from down here. And if I looked at it right, I'm not sure that filament's really going to pop our way. It could. See it kind of doing a little bit of flaring right here as I move it. Let's just zoom in a little bit more. And you'll be able to see it here in just a second. So again, it'll come from right here, guys. Now it's flaring a little bit right there. That's not the big one though, okay? At least I don't think it was. That looked like the bigger part of the flare. You see that? Right there. And if you look at the shadow color here, you can see where that plasma did eject off the sun. But if you look at this, remember, this is basically from our point of view, our reference point. So it would be going to what we would call the west when looking at the sun. It's reverse of what it would be like if you were looking at a map. Now, north-south is the same, but east-west is not. And I'm not going to get into why they do that. But, yeah, it's something that happened way back in the day, and they just never changed it. That's really what it boils down to. But you can see that happening right there. That is that flare. Now, again, how big are these sunspots? Well, these things would swallow Jupiter, just so you know. They're decent size. Multiple Earth sizes. I'll give you that. 100%. But yeah, so we should be able to see it here too. Let's go ahead and update this one. The 131 will show you a flare, the angstrom here of light, the teal version. It shows the flares rather well. And when we change the angstrom to light, what are we changing? What we're looking at? We're looking at different gases. That's why they do this, okay? That's why they use the filters, so we can see more things. Doesn't mean something isn't there. That's why they look at it in different angstrom of light. So as we look there real quick, you see it kind of puffing there a little bit. Sometimes with just like a flare. And also, I was watching a channel today, and again, you guys know I don't call people out. It's just not what I do. But I will address what was said. They were saying that the sun fired a flare at us, and we were waiting for it to get here, and this, that, and the other. Well, guys, we know that a flare is here and gone in roughly about 8 minutes. Okay? So first off, there is no warning there that we're going to get. Second off, it's here and gone. It's done. It's not even, by the time I could come out and even talk about it, that part of the flare is gone. What we need to talk about after that is, did we have a radiation storm with it? Did we have a coronal mass ejection that was part of it? Those are 2 and 3 separate things right there. Okay? You can have a flare without any of that. It's just X-ray. Okay? So, we did have another eruption up here, and we'll take a look at that. That's the one that's going to be coming at us probably here on the 9th or 10th. Let me back this up. It was pretty sizable. I mean, I don't want to call it huge because it wasn't huge. What kind of time frame are we looking at here? Oh man, I might have to go back a little bit further. We'll see. I think I do. Yeah, I might have to back this up a little bit more. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. We'll let that catch up. I tell you what, while we're letting that catch up, let me I'll just pull this in while we're looking at it. Okay, this is the NASA version of that in-little spiral, and this shows you the CME. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. I'm sure you can. This is the top-down version. This is the side version, right? Not side, but yeah, this is the side cut. Sorry, but you can see it blow off. It blows off on like late in the day on the 5th into the 6th, and it definitely is going to hit us. Okay, all 3 of these are showing. Why did they use 3? It's because you need 3 perspectives to understand the direction it's coming. I heard somebody say that they didn't understand why this was just like showing up really quick and going away. Well, because this is the plane that you're looking at. That's why. Man, I get frustrated sometimes. People out here talking about this kind of stuff with, thousands and thousands of people listening to them and saying things like this. It's just, it really just, it bothers me. Sorry. And again, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but yeah, they said stuff like this. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly what it should look like. So what are we looking at here? This is the top-down version. You can see it. This is Earth. It hits us, right? Side version. It hits us. What is this? This is Earth's orbital line stretched out in a straight line. That's what this is. See these boxes? That's stereo A. That's stereo B. This is stereo A. This is stereo B. It is this orbital line around the sun stretched out in a straight line. This is a 2-dimensional model, which is why they give us 3 views. Hey, thanks, fam. Appreciate that. Really do. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys ever do send a PayPal, you guys know I usually don't talk, even hardly ever mention that. But if you do and you leave a message or something, I do get to see those, and I'll read it out if you guys do that. I'll read it out in the next live stream. That way, you guys, got something you want to say or ask a question or whatever, go ahead. You guys know I don't monetize here, so that's why I don't do the super chat thing. So, but yeah, any of that stuff's appreciated. I really do. So thank you. Thank you, Pan. Really do. Really appreciate that. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we're talking about. Now, I want to say this too. Now, if people are making mistakes, that's whatever, right? I made tons of them. But when and I've personally tried to help the person that was saying this today, and I just get ignored. So I'm not going to, I don't feel bad for talking about it, and I'm not going to come out here and blast it on who was doing it or whatever either. But I will address what was wrong, and that's what I'm showing you guys right here. So yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. So anyway, we'll go back here. There's enough talking about that negative stuff. So let's take a look at the 211 here, and you're going to see that little pop? So let me zoom back into that real quick, and we'll take a deeper look at that real quick like. It's going to pop right here. You're going to see it ripple through the whole sun's atmosphere. There it went. See it? That thing is definitely coming at us. I mean, there's no question. Okay? Because this satellite's right out in front of Earth, right? So this is it's like going outside and looking up at the sun. That's the perspective of this. This satellite actually does like a figure 8 pattern. And they do that for a specific reason. I'm not going to get into that tonight. But this thing right here, guys, is where it happens. Actually, I'll just zoom in a little bit more. So, yeah. By the way, I think Tommy's going to be coming on the show tomorrow, guys. If you guys please come by and check out the live stream tomorrow. We were talking about doing that. I mentioned it, but there's been some things that's happened, personally for Tommy right now. I'm not sure if he wants to still do the live stream tomorrow or put it off a day or two or whatever, but we're definitely going to do that. So if you guys don't know who Tommy Scoville is, please go over and subscribe to his channel. It's called The Lifeboat. Somebody can drop the link if they want. Tommy, if you're still in there, you can put your link in there. Or one of the other mods can do it for me, if you would. But right here's where the flare happens, guys. See that? Not flare. Solar storm. CME. Okay. Looks like there might have been some flaring with that. I'm not really sure. I think it was like a B7 flare. But the actual eruption there was actually the bigger story. Okay. You can see it popping through the atmosphere there. That's exactly what this is showing you. Okay? But yeah. So, there you go with that. Let's go ahead and back that back off a little bit. Go back to that. Okay, geoelectric field. This is space weather's effect on our electrical grid and artificial electrical components. As you can see here, the one on the left is a 3-dimensional one. It's not completed. I've talked about that before. They're still working on the model. So, but the 2-dimensional one over here, the 1D, is perfectly working. I mean, it does a good enough job for me to be able to show you guys what's going on, is what I'm saying. You can definitely see there's an uptick here, because that's what we've seen. That when the BZ went to right there, that's when that geoelectric field model was picking. I'm gonna X out of that. Geoelectric field model was picking that up. Okay. So, and remember, our magnetic field is not like a consistent blanket around our planet. All right. I describe it kind of like a grandma's Afghan. What do I mean by that? It means that it's got holes and thinner spots and weak parts in it. We got cracks. We got all that stuff can show up, right? Because every once in a while we'll get a hit on our magnetic field we didn't expect, and sometimes it'll, depending on when it happens and where it happens, it can really have cause geomagnetic storms at a lower latitude that you wouldn't expect it to. That's when sometimes we'll see auroras down here, down real low, sometimes into lower Nevada, Southern California sometimes. But those usually happen with bigger storms. But even with no geomagnetic storm, if there's a crack in the magnetic field up here, you can still get aurora. That's what it is. That's the charged particles interacting with the molecules in our atmosphere. Oxygen, nitrogen, that's how you get the different colors. It's a beautiful thing, 100% beautiful thing. Okay, so this is spaceweather.com, and they're talking about the Ellerman bombs. These happen all the time, right? This was on my thumbnail here. And what I want to point out is, just to give you guys like a reference of how powerful the sun is, one of those bombs, one of these little specks that you're seeing right here, is 100,000 times more powerful than any World War II atomic bomb could be. Just one of these. It's crazy. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you, bud. But yeah, it is that just amazes me. Okay? It always has. But all these little things that we just kind of, when we're looking at this, right? We just kind of overlook it, right? Like it ain't no big deal. But if you put it in perspective right there, I mean, come on. How awesome is that? It's just crazy. It blows my mind just to think about stuff like that. And I hope you guys feel the same way. I mean, obviously, I don't expect everybody to nerd out on it like I do, but still. Hey, Nicole, what's up? Christine, Jason, Muse, what's up, buddy? Lynn, Michael. But yeah, so that's what those Ellerman bombs are. And that is definitely something that, these are actually on the surface of the sun. And they happen all the time. Let's see here. Again, guys, please go give spaceweather.com some love over here. I want to give credit to the guy that actually was talking about this. He actually caught this with his, let's see here. Philippe Tosse of Nimes, France. And if I mispronounce that, I apologize. I don't want to butcher somebody's name, but yeah, I mean, that's awesome stuff that he did right there. And that's pretty cool. So let's go to today at spaceweather.com. And if you guys ever want to go back on this, this is all you have to do right here. Just change the date and hit view. This is a great thing to do. Now, see, he's talking about the sunspot groupings and how big they are right here. It says the entire planet of Jupiter could fit comfortably between the primary cores. Right here. That's what he's talking about. So that gives you an idea how big the sun is and how big this stuff is. So just like I said a minute ago, he's talking about any flare or CME that comes from these spots is going to come at Earth, or has a really good chance of it. Now, this is the anatomy of a sunspot, and this is something that we ain't been able to do for a while because we just simply haven't had this amount of sunspots. So if you look at this, what are you looking at? I mean, this is a sunspot. They're able to study this stuff. So the anatomy of a sunspot, I'm trying to give credit here to Michael Carrier. He zoomed in on one of them, and this is what he saw. Yeah, just awesome stuff. Says it took some patience. He says he waited until the air was perfectly still and free of turbulence. Then he took a 14-inch Celestron telescope. You guys know who else has got a 14-inch Celestron telescope? Bruce Swartz over at his channel. You guys should go check him out too. He does a lot of great work. He does a lot of UFO work, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. His channel is called Bruce Sees All. But he's got a 14-inch, and he lives in Canada, so he's a little bit further north, so he has that advantage. So, just letting you know. But yeah, so you got that, and go give him some love over here, guys. These guys do a really good work, and, they're here every day posting this stuff, and it's not easy. It's not something you can just snap your finger and just, fly out there on a website somewhere. This takes some work. So, please go give them some love. But right now, we got 4 sunspots right now. I missed all of you. I'm glad to be back listening. Sweet. Good to see you, Muse. Glad you're here, man. Thank you. Muse. I called you a guy again. Sorry. I don't... We've had that conversation before, haven't we? I'm sorry, Muse. Anyway. I do that all the time, guys. You guys gotta understand, you guys are my family, and I hate to get that wrong. And but the family is really big, and that is so great that it is. And sometimes I just screw it up, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, as you can see here, no noctilucent clouds. We're not even going to waste time on that. Noctilucent cloud season's over for now. We'll talk about that again in the wintertime. But as you can see here, guys, these are near-Earth objects. What are we looking at? 1 lunar distance. Okay, that's the distance between us and the moon. All right? So, yeah. That, technically it's kind of close. They call it a near-Earth object, but you got to understand that the moon's, 238,000 miles away from us? Yeah, Gary. Bombs on the sun. They're called Ellerman bombs. I just went over that. So if you guys want to see that, just kind of back up for a minute. But anyway, I'm doing again. Somebody needs to smack me with that. If I start doing that, mods, or anybody in here listening to me, I start going say, hey, squirrel, get your mind back where it needs to be. But anyway, so when we're talking about these, the first thing we got to understand is most of the time when they miss them, okay, because you'll see the 2021, that's when they were discovered, right? You got to understand that most of those are going to be small, and they are. Look at them over here. Now the 61, I think that one was already there. I'm not sure if that was an add-in, but every once in a while you'll also you will see them add one after the day has already passed. You know what that means? That means that it missed us, and then they seen it on its way out. Okay? So, if it was going to hit us, it would have at that point. So, just saying. And again, listen. Most of them are small. Most of them aren't moving all that fast. If there's big ones coming, you have to question whether or not they would tell the mass population, because I'm not sure they could do much about it. It would just cause mass hysteria. So take that for what it's worth, but yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the earthquake. I didn't even see it pop on here, guys, okay? The first time I seen it, hey Anna, what's up? There was a 6.5, okay, here, right about here, that was plotted, and Adam over at Marfugel, you guys go sub up to him too. He does a great job. He did a really good show yesterday also, talking about the sun cycles. You guys should go check that out. Please go check that out. Go give Mark some love. Sometimes we forget that the bigger channels, we sometimes assume that everybody that's watching us is watching them also. That's not always the case. So if you are a smaller channel and you're running a channel or whatever, don't forget the people that are got more subscribers than you and are bigger. It doesn't mean you shouldn't still support them as far as mentioning them, because they can use that help also. What I'm saying is, thanks, Muse. Yeah, good one. What I'm saying is that we all have to support each other, big or small. It doesn't matter. Just because Adam's got 170,000 subs doesn't mean that I should not still tell people, hey, go sub up to him. That's Marfugel. Most of you guys in here probably already are. I mean, I get that. But there's going to be people in here that aren't. And I want people to understand that. That's how we keep things going. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to beat that algorithm. So we're going to take anything we can to, get us past that. But anyway, hey, Bubba, what's up? Yeah, that's a big subject, Bubba. That's something I can't talk about. If I do, that it puts banners at the bottom of your videos and everything else. But anyway, they plotted a 6.5 here at the tip of the Cascadia zone. Now, that's a big deal if that actually happened. Now, Marv come out and showed everybody, hey, we just had a 6.5 because he gets alerts. Well, I'm not sure if it posted and then they deleted it or what. But that's really strange to have a 6.5 pop up and then all of a sudden just disappear. And I'm not trying to insinuate anything. I don't know what happened. I can't tell you 100% anything. I don't work for the USGS. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no way I could step out here and say, oh my gosh, this, that, and the other happened. All I can do is report that to you and tell you that that did happen. They did plot it. They sent out alerts. Mark jumped on, did a video just like you should. Okay, when something like that happens, this Cascadia subduction zone, we all know that when that thing does decide it wants to go, we're buying lakefront property in Arizona. That's what happens at that point. Okay, we know this. So, so when you see something like that pop up off here, because that's really kind of the fear. If there is like if there is like a 9 that was to happen up here, it would rip that zone right down the middle. That it would just like peel back. There would be such a huge tidal wave here that it would redefine our West Coast. You just would not want to be over here at all, is what I'm trying to say. You would definitely have to have some elevation to be okay. And that's not some sort of a conspiracy theory either, okay? That is accepted mainstream science right there, that when this thing does go, that's what will happen. And I don't know when that's going to, nobody really knows. But yeah. Yeah, Arizona, that's what we're kind of talking about. They plotted it, and then I guess it went away. I didn't personally see it. I seen Mark's video on it. That's the only reason why I even know about it. He jumped out there just like you should. You see a big earthquake like that right there in that spot, make your butt pucker for sure. So, but again, that's why this is so important over here. And, I'm glad that he jumped out there and did that, because if it was real, people need to know. You know what I mean? He did. I haven't seen that one yet. U-Haul truck's missing. I haven't seen that one yet. But yeah. So, as far as earthquakes around the rest of the planet here, everything looks kind of what it typically does every other day we come over here. It doesn't mean that it isn't active. This is definitely activity. There was like a 6 down here in Tonga. That's not out of the ordinary for that area of the world, guys. Okay, that's why you don't hear it on the news. If that same earthquake happened over here in L.A., we'd be having a whole different conversation. So that's why. But yeah, so over here in Mongolia, probably Mongolia. There was a 4.4. So yeah, looks like there was a cluster over here near Croatia. It's Turkey, Greece. Turkey. Okay, so what we can do here is we can pop this on. And this is all magnitudes. And watch what happens there. See all those pop up? Okay, that's all magnitudes. So, just saying. Anyway, so, yeah. That is the space weather report. I don't know how long I went there. Let's see how long I went. A little long there, but that's okay. I was talking all about space weather. It wasn't like I was jumping all over the place. So, anybody wants to blow me a bunch of wind on that one, go right ahead. But anyway, you guys got any questions for me? We can update this real quick and check that out again. Oh, I can do this real quick too. I'll show you guys this. I haven't shown you guys this in a minute. Is that it? Nope. Report, models. I'm trying to show you the, well, geomagnetic storm levels and what you can expect. With the G1, like probably what's going to be hitting us, maybe a G2 on the high end of things. Hey, E-Rock, what's up? Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But, never know. Just got to wait till it hits, you know? Okay, so anybody got any questions? Fire them at me real quick, and we'll see what we can do. Hope everybody's all right. Is there anything that you guys wanted me to cover that I didn't here tonight? If there is, just fire it in there. I'll see if I got any info for you. Yes, no fear. No fear. Exactly. We have to, you know, there's people out there that say it, and then there's people out there that say it that actually believe it. And that's actually how I live my life. You don't fear things you can't control. You just don't. If you do, you will live your entire life in misery. I found myself in that spot quite a few times. And however you get that fear gone is how you get that fear gone. Don't let nobody tell you any different. If that's what works for you, whatever it is, you do it. Don't be in misery. Just not worth it. Getting waves here in AC, New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, there was a... Thank you, Arvavaful, if I mispronounced that. Appreciate that. Thank you. There is... Yeah, hey, Keith, what's up, bud? Keith, you're going to have to hit rewind, brother. Ain't happening, man. Oh, man. Where's Anna at? I thought she was a mod. I thought you was a mod. There you go. I thought you were already a mod, Anna. Oh, what the heck am I thinking here? You are now. If you don't want it, let me know. I'll take it away. If you don't want it, I get it. I get it for sure. But thanks, Johnny. Appreciate that. Exactly. Well said. Well said. Here, I lost it. Scroll back. Let's see here. Where you got? Oh, Michael. Okay. But yeah, guys. So I mean, yeah, there is a hurricane out there. It's not going to hit the United States at all. It is a big one. No, I will say that it was well put together for sure. Like Christina was saying there, Christine, I should say, not Christine. Back at you, Johnny. Back at you, man. University of Memphis has a quake center. It posts all quakes in North America, Canada. Yep. There's actually this one too. I can show you this one real quick. This is a Canadian site. We got to understand that USGS is United States based, guys. Okay, so you wouldn't see any of this on the USGS. You might see a couple of them, but all these other ones you're not going to see. You know, people. When I first started my channel and was showing earthquakes, they were asking me, "How come the earthquakes stop at the border?" They don't. I used to laugh at that because, yeah, my boy Axe is up there too. He's up there in Canada. So is Watch with Wayne. You guys should go check out all that. You really should. Watch with Wayne, Axe, everybody else, guys. I mean, I wish I could tell everybody. Jerry over at Big Dreams Little Homestead. He's doing the homestead thing. Go check him out. Ron. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of other people. But, yeah. And again, I can't sit on here and say every channel that I love and like and watch and support. Mark Pires, obviously, you guys know Mark's my brother, so that's just what it is, guys. So Go check him out. Go check out Tommy Scoville. Telling you, the lifeboat. We're going to be doing a show together, so I'm going to do space weather and stuff at the beginning and probably bring him in after that. And we're going to have us, if you guys really want to know how to live your best life, whether it's about addiction or not, this man is awesome in the way that he puts out the information. He's let us into his life. He shares it all. So it's one of those things that even if you don't want to learn, you're going to learn. Is what I'm trying to say. And it's definitely one of those things it's special to see. I encourage everybody to go over there. When somebody gets, when they're first starting their channel out, and they get, let's just throw a number out there, like 300 views, and you look down in the comment section, and there's almost as many comments as there are views, you know that something's being done great there. It just is. So, Christine's got a good channel too, guys. Go check her out. She does the TikTok thing. That's awesome what she does over there. You have the lifeboat link. Thank you, Christine. Appreciate that. She takes pictures and stuff. She does photographs like of the ocean and stuff. Puts music to it. It's pretty cool. Appreciate you, Siggy. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, Patricia. So yeah, guys. That's right. Go jam out with Axe up there. Axe and Nacho. That's right. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm just going to say this. If you guys know anybody at all that's struggling with any kind of addiction, if you yourself are, please come over to the lifeboat. People are getting more and more help there than I've ever seen in such a small amount of time. It's just, yeah, you're immediately part of the family. There's no trial period. There's none of that crap. You're immediately accepted. If you comment in the comment section, I promise you somebody will respond to you. It's going to get to the point where Tommy can't respond to everybody, which he's trying to do now. There's so many of them. I don't see how he does it. But somebody there, we all care. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. And you just don't get that. You really don't. You can't fake that. You can't make that happen. That's something that happens naturally. And that's happened. And it will not stop. I promise you. That snowball is getting bigger. And it's going to blast the world. I promise. I see it already. So, Johnny, no, the CME that's coming now, it's not going to wipe out the internet. You probably won't even know it hit. Okay, just so you know. The most likely what you're going to see, and we'll go back here and we'll take a look at this again. What you're going to see is maybe extra aurora, maybe some minor electrical fluctuations higher towards the poles. It just depends on how big the geomagnetic storm gets, if we even get there. A G1, most people don't even know that happens. If you walk down the street and ask 100 people what a G1 level storm is, they're not going to be able to tell you. Maybe one out of all those people. And that's what I'm trying to say. Now, if we have a G5, they might be able to tell you because it might be affecting their lives directly. Because that would be, then we're talking about electrical issues. Okay? So, just so you know. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I've been trying to keep these under, around an hour or below because most people, they won't stick around for that long. And, I don't usually pay attention to subscriber numbers. You guys know that. But that's one of the ones when you turn your channel on, it's there. It's just what it is. I've kind of leveled out, and I'm okay with that. It's not why I'm saying this. But I would like to get to that 50K mark. I don't know too many channels out there that can say that they're not monetized and got to that level. Matter of fact, I don't know one. I'm sure I could probably go find one. I haven't looked. But I would really like to get to that, just for the mere fact that, you know, guys, we don't only just do space weather here. We build connections, and we care about each other. And I think that that's why that this works. I don't judge people here, even when I disagree. People are allowed to have their voice. I've never taken people's voices away. I don't do that. So, you know, that's just how I've done things. And I've had people, you know, pull me along. Don't get me wrong. I've had help. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would really like to get past this hump and keep moving so I know that I'm affecting people in a positive way. So, thanks, Julie. I really appreciate that. I really do. Awesome. Awesome person. But yeah, guys. So I am going to, thanks, Vashti. Appreciate that. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I know, man. I'm getting close to 50K, man. It's like itching at me. You know, it's like, man, why can't I get there? But if I don't, I'm okay. I'm seriously. I'm not just saying that. I don't base my success off of a subscriber number. You guys sitting here right now talking to me is what I base my success off of. Because you just don't simply get this on most other channels. And this is why, you know, this is another reason why the lifeboat works. Because this is what it is over there. People talk to each other. Even though there hadn't been any live streams over there yet, I'm assuming that that's probably coming in the future. But the comment section has got a life of its own. I appreciate you, Sig. I really do, man. That's my brother right there. And, you know, guys, I struggled for a long time here trying to push people to positive stuff. And that's why I pushed you over to Mark's channel, and that's why I'm pushing over to Tommy's channel. You know, if you guys, I'll just throw this one out here too. Listen, if you guys like to have good entertainment that's clean, fun, and just really good stuff, go check out Chase the Heat. That's Tommy's brother's channel. It's called Chase the Heat, and he's a pepperhead. His name's Johnny Scoville. Sorry, there's the wrong first name there, but Johnny Scoville, and that's how I found Tommy. So yeah, go check him out. He just broke 100K subs. He got his YouTube button, and guys, I mean, it's fun to watch. He's entertaining as I can get out. He puts out like 3 videos a day. They're short ones. He eats peppers, hot stuff, obviously. He's, Blazing Foods is his business, him and his partner and all that kind of stuff. Great guy. Always been a great guy. But, like I said, good, clean fun. Go check him out. Definitely. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Christine. Appreciate that. Link's right there, guys. Go do it. You don't have to say, hey, I'm here from Wages World. You don't have to do that. I appreciate it if you do that. I'm sure they like to know where the subscribers are coming from. But, it's not why I push you over there. I'm pushing you over because I really, truly support these channels. So, tell the difference between a bad weather or a car wash. That's pretty cool. But go check him out, guys. I mean, he eats the hot stuff, man. And I'm not just talking about, Tabasco sauce. We're talking about, most people go to the Carolina Reaper pepper, but there's peppers hotter than that. Primos, Primatalis. I mean, we can keep going with all this stuff. Chocolate Bootla, all those kinds of peppers. Most people have never even heard of these, but they're hotter than a Carolina Reaper. They do extract. That stuff is crazy. Straight capsaicin. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even. It'd be like dropping acid on your tongue, man. Wow. But it's good, clean fun over there. They have good stuff, and they're a family too. So, and it's all really one big family because a lot of us just go between the channels here. I'm not kidding you. Thanks again, Christine, for putting that in there. Go give him a subscription, We're getting real close. Best hot sunflower seeds ever? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, guys. He's got, you guys should go check out his website too. He sells stuff over there. It's good food. He's got the what is his? He got quite a few challenges, at least a few. I don't think he does the death nut. I'm not sure if that's his challenge or not. I think it might be. I have to go look, but he did this cheese ball tube. Johnny's is the tube of terror. There's nuts in there, and they're really hot. And you like eat 2 of them at a time. I think you got to wait 2 minutes in between time, or something like that. There's some kind of rules that you do, and I haven't been able to do any of that stuff because my palette got destroyed. I'm starting to get better at it though. If it wasn't for Johnny and his channel, he gave me some advice and didn't even know he did it. I couldn't even eat ketchup for a very long time. My palate was that destroyed because of the antibiotics I was on. But now I'm able to do that. I'm even eating a few spicy things now. So it's pretty cool stuff. You guys should really go check them out. It's good stuff, you know. So I am going to go ahead and pop off here, guys. I really appreciate all you guys stopping in, and the continued support's great. But tomorrow, we're going tomorrow for the live stream with me and Tommy. I'll probably try to do it in the evening. I think around probably 8 or 9-ish. I'm not sure exactly what time we hammered down. Now, like I said, there's been some things that's happened in Tommy's personal life right now. I'm not sure if we're going to do it exactly tomorrow, but I'll at least come on and do a space weather update tomorrow no matter what. All right? That will always happen. Space weather is why people come here to begin with, and I'm going to give them space weather every video. So, and I'll let you know if we go to transition over to talking about something else, obviously. So, anyway, guys, like always, God bless. Thanks to all my mods and everybody that stopped in. I love y'all. Yahusha saves. And just like I always say, you can drink this Kool-Aid.